matter of protocol. Zor basha. Okay, Emma, das pedikin, legal. Oh, okay, Zor basha. Yeah, I failed to ask how Azad, how you knew about the class. I mean, it's great.
Actually, I knew about it through one of the people that I met, on Messenger, Stephanie. She's the one who told me about it. And I was inquiring about, a Kurdish learning class. And we do have a Kurdish center here in Chicago. I have reached out to them a few times, and they don't have anything to offer. They don't. The closest center they said that would be offer Kurdish language was in Tennessee, believe it or not.
Yes, in Nashville, yeah.
Nashville, which is about 14 hours drive from me, so it's not going to be practical for me,
Yeah.
And so I heard about this class, and thanks to Stephanie, and I'm eager to learn language, and I appreciate all the help that I can get, all the support.
Good to have you. Zor basha. Okay, Emma, das pedikin legal pedachuna way وشيكانتازي لا دو دويني با لكيك share لا شوية إيه لكيك okay زور باشا okay I'll have to find. I use Azad as my go-to character that I talk to. Revoir. Vale. Tochani. Zor bashim spas tochani. Manish bashim spas. To laque jian de Kate. Min la dohok jian de kam. Zor bashim. Yani min la shari sterling jian de kam. U revoir au la shari dohok jian de kat. Joanna. Lisa Khan. Johnny. Oh, denget nia sta.
Johnny.
Zorbashim spas. Takaya min yani au bash yani bakhwinem the bakhwinmawa takaya to ambasha bakhwinitawa. Yani min revoir uto Farhad.
Okay. Vale.
To laque jian de Kate.
Min la slamani da jenda kam.
Zor basha. Lisa, Farhad laque jian de Kat.
Farhad la slamani da jenda kam. Jenda. I can't remember the ending.
Vale. Yani Dubara. Okay. Umin yani to
Jenda kat.
Vale. Okay. To laque jian de Kate.
Min la Adelaide jian de kam.
Zor basha. Joanna. Okay. Revoir. Vale. Lisa laque jian de Kat. Aula Edelbury.
Adelaide.
Adelaide. Okay. Adelaidem. Okay. Aula Adelaidem jian de Kat. Zurbash. Min, yani min la sterling jian de kam. To la Adelaidem jian de Kate. U Farhad la de hook jian de Kat.
I made an error. I tried to add the suffix am onto Adelaide, but the city is Adelaide, so I think I should have said Adelaide to not Adelaidem.
Zorbasha. Okay, Joanna. Debbie.
Vale.
To laque jian de Kate.
Min la Hollanda da jian de Kat. Min la shari Leiden da jian de kam.
Yek Jarbasha. Lisa laque jian de Kat.
Au la Adelaide da jian de Kat.
Rasta. Zorbasha. Joanna. Udubara to la shari la kam shar jian de Kate. تبي؟
من لشاري لايدن
لايدن
جياندكا.
بله زور باشه. جوانا كورتني جوني. بنبورة. كورتني دنگت هيا؟
باسم توچوني.
زور باشه. زور باشه سپاس. كورتني تو لكوي جياندكيت؟
من لأمريكا زياندكام.
زور باشه. ودبي لكوي جياندكات؟
على هولندا زياندكات.
زور باشه. یک جار باشه. سنا جوني.
باسم جوني.
منيش باشم سپاس. سنا تو لكوي جياندكيت؟
من العراق جياندكم.
جوانا زور باشه. وكورتني او لكوي جياندكات؟ سنا يعني كورتني لكوي جياندكات؟
أو لا كان هولندا. نو أمريكا.
بله.
أوكي جياندكا.
او راسته على امريكا جياندك. نيكول توچوني.
Bashim, Dojoni.
زور باشه سپاس. تو لكوي جياندكيت؟
Milla Amerika da Jandikam.
زور باشه. نيكول سنا لكوي جياندكات؟
Sana la Iraq da Jandika.
زور باشه. آزاد جوني.
من باشم توچوني.
منيش
توچونا.
باشم. زور باشم سپاس. تو لكوي جياندكيت؟
Okay, I think what you're asking where I'm from من خلقي كركوك.
زور باشه. اوكي تو خلقي كركوكي یک جار باشه.
تمام.
وتو لا كركوك جياندكيت يان لا امريكا جياندكيت؟
أمريكا.
زور باشه. اوكي تو خلقي كركوكي و لا امريكا جياندكيت.
تمام.
منيش لامريكا جياندكم.
جياندكم منيش
یک جار باشه. بله يعني من جياندكم لامريكا ده یک جار باشه. اوكي چند کتاب من هيا. Stephanie, I know that you're the voice is you're always free to type in something and I will keep track if you're writing anything, just so you know. زور باشه. Okay. Juana. Emma, la du breakout group praktik tekin. زور باس. یک جار سپاس Stephanie. And Stephanie, if you actually, that's always a good, little things like this are great to rub off. Do you want to write in what you just wrote? Like explain the herbeji? I would say, yeah. And one thing you'll find, Azad, is we're very open. Like I kind of lead our discussion, but anytime anybody has something to ask or something to add, it's jumping in, just raise your hand or just get my attention and Fermo.
So you're asking, where do I live right now? Or
what?
Yes.
زور باش. يعني واكو من خلقي انديانم. من خلقي انديانم. بعلم من لا فيرجينيا جياندكم.
Got it.
وتو خلقي كركوكي خلقي عراقي. بعلم تو لا أمريكا جياندكيت. زور باشه. Okay. زور باشه. One thing, so what Stephanie wrote here, if you can see the chat. Oh, Stephanie, Fermo.
Can you hear me?
Hi, actually we can. Fermo.
Oh, I don't know what was going on the other day. I was having there was like a transistor that blew outside. I don't even know, but so Erbiji means long live. So Erbiji Kurdistani means long live Kurdistan. Did I get that right, Azad?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. I
Not,
just
not
wanted to
that I'm the
confirm.
expert in that area, but yes, from what I know. Yes, from what I
Okay,
remember.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even Kurdish, so I'm just now learning. So yeah.
Yeah, Hadabaji is a very common it's like it can be a congratulatory response. It can be a I acknowledge you in a happy way response to like something on Facebook. Like if you posted a happy thing on Facebook, they might just say Hadabaji. It can also be like a response to a compliment, like, "Oh, I really like your you did so well in your speech today." Oh, Hadabaji. Yeah, so there are different ways. So anyway, little things like that. Like if you stumble into a place in Holland that has the Kurdish I'm forgetting what they call the people that do the nails. Debbie, who is that again?
Oh, the manicurist or something.
Manicurist, yeah. And he's like, how to Bijit? That just it goes a long way. Zorba.
Okay, I'll use that next time. Thanks.
Okay. Zorbasha يعني من جيان دكم يعني من باشم ومن لامريكا جيان دكم ومن دخوانم من دخوانم. Actually, I made Fermozad. I'm actually going to change this for please Fermo.
So do you put I live in Chicago. So do you put Chicago before then Jandakam or after?
Vale, برسيارة باش يعني وكل عربي يعني Arabic you would stick يعني أنا ساكن في يعني Chicago. بكردي من لا Chicago جياندك.
Okay.
لا برسيارة باشا. Okay. Fermo Stephanie.
Can I announce something super quickly that might help everyone in the class?
Fermo.
Like it's so there's this really good Kurdish magazine that's called the Kurdistan Chronicle, and they're doing US versions for free. They'll mail them to your house in like a plastic sleeve. They're really professional. It's an amazing magazine. It's called the Kurdistan Chronicle. If you email them, I can put the email in the chat. I have like 6 copies. They just did one on the protecting the leopards of Kurdistan. And I'm like a huge, human rights, animal rights, humanitarian rights. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this one episode. It's leopards and I'm a Leo. So anyways, I digress, but I'll be quiet. I'll just put the email in there if anyone's interested. It's called the Kurdistan Chronicle.
Yeah, I would love to get a copy. I would love.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I had no idea there were leopards still left. Unfortunately, with all the wars and things in the area, the only real wildlife I ever saw was the wild dogs, and only the big ones survive. Anyway, we'll get to that part in the next block. Zorbasha. Okay, pardon. Zorspas, Stephanie, boa. I don't know, Stephanie. You can always ask. Zorbasha. Okay.
Oh, I didn't realize I was still unmuted. I was trying to put the email in there. I only know about US copies, but if you email that email, they should get back to you. It took like 2 days for them to get back to me, and they're really prompt. It takes a while for them to mail them out, but once you get them, I'm telling you, this is like the National Geographic of Kurdistan.
Very cool.
It's amazing photography.
Good question.
It's amazing writing. It has culture, arts, politics, everything.
Yeah, Zorbasha. Spas. الأستراليا ده وهي رانجا يعني اديشني كوبي ديجيتالي هي نزان زور باشا. Okay. يك Zorbasha. Okay. So I kind of I changed it right here because it needs there are several different kinds of verbs in Kurdish. so these two are both examples of compounds. We'll talk just a little bit of the grammar here, just so you know what's going on here. Kirdin is like a to do. That's what the come, like I do. Jian the come. Warzesh the come. Piazza the come. These are the compounds where you just have, or yes, compounds where you have two different pieces. You just, whatever the piece is in front, and then you have kirdin. It's very common. This is a different kind, but like that's Azad Usana, that's Chia.
Kurdi,
Arabi.
I don't know how to say learn.
Now, so Ferbun, like there's, it depends on, it's a weirder answer than I would have guessed for that one. Like say, you talk about studying stuff, to learn something.
That's
Ders, bale. Ders is like to study.
Another one is Dhaka.
Bale. So, but ders here, all I'm showing you is like this is, it looks goofy, like when it has the
Lesson?
yeah, ders the like I read a lesson. It's like I study. But I'm showing you that like Hamon stick min jiandekam min dars the to jiandekate to ders the chwenit. Au jiandek au la the hook jiandekat au ders au Kurdi ders the chwenet. Since we're learning a little bit about the basic conjugations, I wanted to give you two examples. Remember, they don't like having, like if you try to put the a and the e together, they don't like ka'et. They don't like it. They're actually, ironically, there are some people in Kirkuk that are fine with it. Kirkuk, and then closer you get to that center with Iran, they'll speak it that way. But most Kurds, most Iranian Kurds will say dekot. But with certain verbs, they're going to be et. Just want to expose you to that right now. Presiaratan heya. Nia? Okay. Emma, praktikte ken. O men, nachir. Maybe we shouldn't put Turkish here. That would not be helpful. Dakayek. See if I can. I'm going to throw this in the chat, so you should be able to have access to this outside of Dakayek. You can have the actual notes. Buddha. I would have done this earlier, except that it didn't cross my mind to do so. Yeah. Zorbasha. Okay. Emma, la du group praktikteken. Despedeken, yani choni, chelki kwe, la kwe jian de kate. Basha? U azad agar yani presyaret heye la grupta keshania. If you got questions in the group, not a problem. So now you're jumping in like in media. Zorbasha. Okay. Grupta dakayek. Pardon.
Wow.
Lasana, Fermun. Okay. Slausana,
Slow.
Johnny.
Fashion. Tutoni.
Ish bashin spas. To helki kwe.
من خلفي عراقية.
زۆر باشە تۆ خەڵکی عێراقی جوانە
من خەڵکی کوێ تو خەڵکی کوێ
بله یعنی من خەڵکی ئەمریکام من خەڵکی ئەمریکام و سەنە لە کوێ ژیان دەکەیت
من do I say men as well
بله زۆر باش
من کوێ من oh gosh من okay okay wait hold on min and then I say the land or the place and then ژیان دەکەت right
بله ڕاستە فەرمون
okay so to be precise min false church ژیان دەکەت
زۆر
ژیان
باش
دەکەم
جوانە باشترە تۆ لە فالس چرچ ژیان دەکەیت یەک جار باشە و سەنە بۆ ئەزاد پرسیار بدە
ئاسکەم
بله یعنی چۆنی خەڵکی کوێ
چۆنی
من باشم سوپاس من خەڵکی کەرکووک
تو خەڵکی کوێ no ژیان دەکەت
بله
what's the question
بله تۆ لە کوێ ژیان دەکەیت وێ وەکو من لە سترلینگ
من لە شیکاگۆ ژیان دەکەم
زۆر باشە یەک جار باشە و ئۆکەی سەنە تۆ لە فالس چرچ ژیان دەکەیت وەزاد تۆ لە شیکاگۆ ژیان دەکەیت و یعنی دەزانم کە بالعرب یعنی بە زمانی عربی یعنی هو و هیە بە کوردی تۆ یعنی تۆ ئازاد و تۆ
Yeah, it's the same for the male and female, right?
بله ڕاستە
Yeah.
ڕاستە یعنی ئەنتە ئەنتی هو هیە بە کوردی نا تۆ ئەو
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
بله ئەو
and there's no it
بله ئەو
oh
یعنی
it's the same like okay one word and that's okay
ئەو ڕێبوارە ئەو فاتیمایە ئەو مۆبایلە
Okay.
okay nice
What's the difference between aw and ama?
ئەمە یعنی ئەمە مۆبایلە ئەوە
Okay.
ئەوە پرتووکە ئەمە this ئەوە that
Okay.
بله If I put that in the chat, can you see that?
Yeah. I
oh
do.
yeah
Yes. Yes.
باش وكمك جواز لا كرد لا عربي يعني لا فصحى يعني هما هن نه يعني بكردي تو أو من وأكو يعني من لا أمريكا جيان دكام من لا أمريكا جيان دكام همان شتاكا زور باش أوكي دوباره أزاد وسنة خلقي كوي و لكوي جيان دكيت
تو خەڵکی کوێ
من خلقي كركوك. من جيان دكم شيكاغو.
من خەڵکی عێراقم من false church Jiandekan.
یک جار باشه. Okay. باردوام فرمو.
Do you say خلقي or خلقم?
من خلقي عراقم خلقي كركوك خلقي أمريكام. We have in Kurdish there are equational sentences which doesn't really, بالعربي doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a like if you said يعني من خلقي كركوك تجيشتين, like we all get it. بعلم يعني من خلقي كركوك
Okay. And then من Chicago the Koizian Jian
يعني لكوي جيان دكيت. Oh, من لا Chicago جيان.
Okay. I got it.
Fair. Okay, Emma, we'll return to the main session because someone might have the same questions as well. Okay. Hello, Stephanie.
I think I left a little too early. I'm like, yeah, so I have PTSD from the Syrian conflict, but also other things as well. But yeah, I just kind of like clicked off the group real quick and then I'm here too early.
No worries.
Okay.
Were you in Syria?
Absolutely not. I am just an artist.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's complicated.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. I went to George Washington. I was class of 2014. I had to drop out due to the Iraq War in early 2014. My birthday is the anniversary of the Yazidi genocide, so it's like etched in my memory. And I used to have a very good Kurdish friend, and I haven't seen him in 7 years. So yeah, never mind.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was a international affairs major, Elliott School. So yeah.
Sure. Okay. Who are we? Courtney. We're still missing Courtney. I Persioratan here.
What was it? I know how to say it. I have one. Just when we were asking, like, so la Shire is a Kelki Shire? Da Ziandakat?
Tola Kamshar. Yani.
That's it, Kamsha.
Waku Tola Kamshar Jiandikate. Shari London. Yan Shari. Laquay Jiandikate.
Min? Eden.
Eden. Okay. Oh, Tola Kamshar Jiandikate. Shari Edinburgh. Yan Shari Eden.
I'm gonna say Min la Shari Eden. Da Ziandakat.
Zur Basha. Okay. La Kamshar.
La Kamsha.
La Kamshar.
La Kamsha. Okay.
تتوانم أو بالنسبة
Zorsta.
Okay, یک جار باشه. Okay. من لکام شار. تو لکام شار. And unfortunately, tonight is our shorter one because I got to put my kids to bed. We usually go a little longer on Tuesdays and we short out a little bit on Thursdays. And crazily enough, next week is our last week. But you can have access to all our early stuff. And we have another block starting near the end of October, another 6-week cycle.
I would love to join that one.
We would love to have you. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you know. Again, I'll get you all the information you need. We're missing both Sana and Courtney. We lost them. Yeah, no, just so you know, that will be how that works. And we'll be doing it also in the spring as well. I'll have more information as we go though on how exactly we're doing it. Lakam Shar.
Actually, I was in Kurdistan this you know, a few months ago. I was there. I went to Erbil, I went to Kirkuk. And this is the embarrassing part. I go there in the airport. Okay, I'm going in. I show my passport. And as soon as he sees my name, he starts speaking Kurdish with me.
Azad Talabani, like my thought was like, all right, we got a native speaker coming. But, and I mean, it's, again, if you
so he
you don't
checks,
speak at home.
yeah, he speaks English. So he checks, he says, Kirkuk, you're born in Kirkuk. You don't speak Kurdish? That was the embarrassing part. That was the embarrassing part.
Well, the thing is like, it's such a, go and explain, like, if you want to talk just a minute about that, because like, again, we like having the personal connection to what's, you know, to the area is important. Tell us a little about that, if you would. Just like your dad's a Kurd, your mom is an Arab.
Yeah, that's, I mean, here is the thing. My dad is Kurdish, Kurd. My mother is Arab. My grandmother is Turkish. So I speak fluent Arabic. I speak Turkish. I speak English. Guess what? I don't speak Kurdish. And the language at home, it's from my grandmother. So she spoke Iraqi Turkish. It's called Turkmani.
Fine.
So yes, Turkmani. So so they spoke Turkmani, you know. My grandmother's Turkmani, and basically that was her language, and everybody spoke that, you know. So when my dad and my mom, they got married first, my mother knew a little bit of, she knew actually Kurdish, but because of my grandmother, they started speaking Turkish or Iraqi Turkmani, and we all, you know, spoke that. That's the home language, you know. That was the home language, you know. For many, many years, you know, until 1978, I went to England. I studied there 2 years. Then I came to the States in 1980, finished my engineering degree. Believe it or not, 85, went back to Iraq again for a few years.
Oh, wow. In 85.
In 85, yeah, during the war with Iran, believe it or not, during the war with Iran. And I realized that I made a big, big mistake there because everybody was calling me a traitor because of my last name.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, that would be.
Yeah, at the time, you know, may he rest in peace, Imam Jalal. His name was the traitor, in all the newspapers. So wherever I went, you know, oh, Azad Talabani, you are Talabani, huh? And you know, so I got my share of that, you know.
Yeah.
Until the war ended, basically it was 1990. I said, enough is enough. That's it. I'm going back to the States. So I came back to the States again, you know, and. Since then, you know, I went to Iraq a few times, but just to visit, you know.
Okay. I've actually, I've my pardon the mess of my basement. This is also my gym. This is my office and my gym. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. I was at Imam Jalal's. I was at his funeral actually back in 2017. I've got a post.
He's a relative. He's a relative. He's a relative of my father. Yeah. But I do remember stuff like, you know what, and I keep on talking about this. Somebody asked me, he said, so what's the big deal of owning a property in America? Everybody can own. I said, you have no idea. I said, because I lived in Kirkuk. I was not allowed as a Kurdish to own a property in my own hometown, believe it or not. I was not allowed. There's a law at the time in Iraq. You can own a property only in the state or the city where you were born. And guess what? I was born in Kirkuk. Kurds were not allowed. And what they did is this at the time, basically they brought Arabs from the south and gave each one of them at the time 10,000 Iraqi dinars and a piece of land just to come and settle in Kirkuk, just to increase the population of the Arabs in Kirkuk. You know, it was a tragedy. I mean, there is a lot of hurt in it. There's a lot of hurt in it. But the thing I would like to say also is always this, you know, nobody asked me here if you're Kurdish or Arab when I want my first property. No one, you know. Yeah, sometimes people get mistaken between Talabani and Taliban, and I correct them. I said, this is not Taliban, it's Taliban. It's quite different. Okay? Like I was in a doctor's office one time, Mr. Taliban, and everybody started, oh, wait a second. What Taliban? I said, not Taliban, Talabani. It's different. It's different. It's not the same. Yeah.
It's actually I actually met with the my Turkish is especially rusty, but I've actually met with the Turkmen political office there in Hawler.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's there's a fascinating fascinating community there. The
Oh yeah, there's a big Turkmeni community in Erbil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, the only Turkmens, the only mosque for Turkmen is actually in Kirkuk. I don't know how long that's been there, but
yeah.
Anyway, very cool. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Stephanie, fermo.
Correct me if I'm wrong, aren't Turkmen getting more like representation in the politics in Kirkuk right now versus in the past? I think like there's a lot of destabilization right now, but didn't they just get elected for something? I'm sorry.
Actually, to answer your question, from my knowledge, and I was there this past summer, they are getting, not that they acknowledge it, but they are getting, they truly are getting. I mean, it's a, difference between day and night, between now and between, before 2003, but they are.
Yeah, how was like how was the atmosphere there?
Atmosphere there was good. Let me tell you this. Dr. Najmuddin Karim, I knew him personally. I knew him from America. I visited him in Kirkuk when he was the governor of Kirkuk. He did such a great job in that city. He really did. But they were adamant about it. Why? Because they felt that he's representing only the Kurds. He's not representing on Turkmenis. He's not representing the Arabs. And guess what? After I'm trying to remember what they called it at the time. They were getting a referendum there for to vote. If Kurdistan should be a country.
The referendum, yeah.
Referendum. I participated in that. I'm one of the people participating. So did my kids.
You were did you from America? Or were you in Kirkuk at the time?
I was in Kirkuk at the time.
Oh, you were there. I couldn't get into Kirkuk at that time.
I was there, and guess what? That night they closed the borders, and I sneaked out from there to Turkey. Yeah, they closed the border. Yeah, I was. So after that, Dr. Najmuddin Karim, rest in peace. He was no longer the governor. Because they call them Hashd al-Shabi and the army and all that. So they took over Kirkuk.
Yeah,
it was a mess. So so now then they brought another governor from Hawija. He was the assistant of Dr. Najmuddin Karim. He's Arab. They realized after that, few years after that, what a difference between that administration and this administration, how that administration represented all Kirkukis, every single one of them. And the same thing is happening right now. They voted, made the elections, and they elected another governor, which happens to be Kurdish. Same thing again. You know what? For whatever reason, they are not accepting the reality that what they did, that man did, and what this man is doing is basically for the betterment of the entire city. It has nothing to do. You're a resident of Kirkuk. This is what you're gonna get. All these rights and all this stuff. Again, politics gets in. And admittedly, let me mention that. Turkey has a lot to do with that, with Turkmenis. I know that, that
yeah,
politics.
Again, like you said, it's politics, and it's just, it's not new.
And it's the same thing for me. When I go to Turkey, they ask me, "What's your name?" I say Azad. They say, "Oh, that's a Turkish name." I say, "No, that's a Kurdish name." And they kind of like, "Okay, what do you mean Kurdish name?" "It's a Turkish name." I say, "No, it's a Kurdish name." "Okay, what's your last name?" When I say Talabani, that's when, okay, you know what?
Yeah, that's when they stop saying you're Turkish. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's funny.
It is.
At the same time.
But you know what? Wherever you go, people are people. Wherever you go, it's people are under that skin. We all have the same color.
That's awesome. All right. Well, our time, unfortunately, because I got to draw early today, we're going to call it. If you would be, Azad, if you could email me your information, I'll connect you to the rest of the material. Let's see. For all the rest of us, I'm actually going to share there were some slides that we were going to go over that I'm going to share with you so we can jumpstart us for next time. This is another verb, and we're going to practice saying going to someplace. So this will help us just kind of reinforce some of these conjugations, and the prepositions are important. So,
yeah.
Okay. Yek jar basha, zur sapas. And again, just so you know, we usually do about a quarter or half. How much time do we have? 20 minutes about language, 20 minutes with the writing and reading, and then about 20 minutes of history, culture. So that's how we do it. So, okay. Zur sapas.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Zorba.
Zor spas.
Hafiz.
Hafiz.